So, The Walking Dead World Beyond is back with its first episode of season 2, also its final season. If you have not seen this episode yet, you don't want to get anything spoiled for you, do not watch this review because I'm going to spoil this episode as well as season 1 in this review. So, you've been warned. So I, like most people, was not a fan of World Beyond Season 1. I went in with high enough expectations. Of course, it was a Walking Dead property. I'm a massive Walking Dead fan, so I went in expecting to enjoy myself, expecting to actually like the series. But literally, almost from the very first episode, I knew, I was like, oh wow, this is very different. Didn't like it. Did not like episode 1. As the show kept progressing, I kept liking it less and less until the last few episodes where I wouldn't say I liked it. I wouldn't say it's on par with any of the amazing Walking Dead episodes. I said it was kind of on par with maybe some of the Walking Dead's okay episodes. Some of the Walking Dead's filler episodes I would have compared this the back half of season 1 to. So going into season 2, my expectations were kind of in the toilet. I really didn't care. I felt like if this wasn't a Walking Dead property, say if this was just some I don't know, some random TV show I watched season 1 of, don't really think I would have got through season 1 if I wasn't a Walking Dead fan. But the fact that it was a Walking Dead series, the fact that we're only getting 2 seasons and then that's it, as well as it's setting up the Rick Grimes movies, I was like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna sit down and watch this. And I was going in with expectations. I was thinking, okay, they heard the feedback, they're going to evaluate what they've done in season 1, and they're going to change. Obviously, they're going to change. They're not going to do a carbon copy of season 1. They're going to look at stuff. They had a story set in mind. They're going to have to adjust that slightly to the feedback they got, because the feedback they got was heavily, heavily negative. So there's no way they're going to continue on exactly with what they've done. Now, it's hard to pinpoint exactly and say they've done exactly what they've done in season 1 in season 2, because we've only seen the first episode. But judging on the first episode, this is very much on the level of season 1. This was not a good episode. I was very bored a lot throughout the episode. There was actually a point in the middle of the episode where I was sitting there thinking, going, do I really need to watch this, or would I just turn it off? I found it to be incredibly, incredibly boring, and I found myself kind of just wandering off, my imagination just going completely off on what was actually happening in the episode, because I literally did not care at all. Literally, there was nothing in this episode that grabbed me to make me enjoy it. You've got two separate storylines going on. You've got what's his name, Felix and Iris, and I still cannot stand Iris. We get to see them, of course. They got reunited with Felix's boyfriend Will at the end of season 1. Now Will is taking him back to his community. This is a community that lives in an old farm town. I can't remember the name of the community. It was it was fine. The community, there's no walls around it, unless I just didn't notice the walls, but they were just out in the open, which I thought was very, very odd. But you see them, they get asked questions when they get introduced, kind of like Rick's questions. They go, "What's your reason for keep going?" Which, in fairness, I thought that was quite a good question to ask someone, especially 10 years into the apocalypse. Going, "Why are you still doing it? Like, why are you still fighting? What is your reason for keep going?" I thought that was a good question. Felix was like, "Oh, I'm living for Iris and Will," and Iris says, "Oh, I'm living for Hope." And the woman goes, "Oh yeah, Hope is a good thing to live for." Of course, she was talking about her sister, but in my eyes, Iris can't do anything right, so I didn't give a shit. But nothing really happens with their story. You see them wanting to immediately go and attack the CRM, and you can understand why they want to. You understand, like, they've taken Hope away, they want to attack the CRM, but they're why they cannot attack the CRM the way they are. Two people against an entire, pretty much a country, the way the CRM is set up. So there's no way in hell they'd stand any chance whatsoever. But in the end of the episode, Iris goes out. She goes out. What I was thought she was going out to just kind of scout the area, but then she finds actual soldier of the CRM, and they kind of set it up to mirror Iris's first Walker kill and what she went through there. But you see her kill a CRM soldier, someone who's never done anything to her. She uses him as a symbol of the entirety of the CRM. She kills him. She shouts in his face as he's dying. That's what you get. This guy's probably dying, going, "What the fuck just happened here? What the hell did I do?" And she's shouting in his face, "This is what you get. This is what you get." Really making it obvious, and really putting in my opinion that I don't like Iris. I think Iris is a bitch. Horrible character. Really don't like her character. And the fact that her character is literally able to do a complete 180 in, I don't know how long it's been since season 1, episode 1, but there she was struggling to kill a walker, and now she has no problem killing a person. I wonder if that's going to have repercussions moving forward in the season, but honestly, I don't know. Really don't like Iris. I was kind of giving her the benefit of the doubt in this episode, going, okay, they know a lot of people didn't like this character. Are they going to slightly rewrite her? But no, what we've seen so far from Iris in episode 1 is she's the exact same character. And the other storyline we followed in this episode revolved around Elizabeth Kublik, Hook, and Hope. Now, this storyline was one that I honestly wasn't expecting. I was more expecting them to go right to the CRM headquarters. I wasn't expecting them to have this small little detour, and I found it to be quite boring. I kind of was just sitting there thinking, can we not just bypass this and go straight to the CRM? I want to see the CRM through Hope's eyes. I want to see the CRM through eyes of someone who's never been there, so it's not they're stopping, they're looking around, they're actually exploring it. I want to see the CRM from that point of view. I don't want to see an abandoned building like we've always seen. I wanted to see something different. That's what we were coming into the World Beyond series with. So the fact that that's what the episode was spent with, and the episode was aimed at a test. It was a test for Hook to see if Hook was still loyal to the CRM or not. And I just found it to be quite irritating and boring that we spend a lot of our time in this episode doing that when we've only got 9 episodes left. They've got so little time to do so much, and I feel like they haven't done anything with the entire series. So in the episode, Hope is being put through a test by the CRM. Also, of course, I already mentioned, but Hook is being put through her test to see if she's still loyal to the CRM. But Hope, they brought her to a place. They're saying, okay, your options are you can either come with us, join a CRM willingly, or you can leave. Go find your sister. You're never going to find your sister, but good luck. Go find your sister. And their plan is to leave at that. Of course, Hope goes off. She goes off thinking she can make it. She falls down the stairs. She gets concussed. She meets this cloaked woman who I'm not really sure if it's 100% guaranteed that she was real or if she was an hallucination over what she went through. Because even during all of Hope's kind of her journey, she does have a hallucination of Elizabeth Kubrick, so I don't even know if that cloaked woman was an actual person or if it was just an hallucination. But the cloaked woman and Hope have a fight. Then Hope is indirectly the cause of this woman's death by her pushing her against the wall and a bunch of walkers eating her. So it's not like she didn't kill her, but she kind of caused her death, so it kind of leans towards that way as well. So we see both of the sisters actually killing someone inside of the episode, but then Hope realizes that she can't survive out here by herself or pretty much at all, so she decides to join the CRM, go with the CRM. But we also find out in this episode that not only did the CRM destroy Campus Colony last season, at the exact same time they destroyed Nebraska, and it was actually pretty cool to see Nebraska the way we got to see it. So we got to see an entire city with a big massive wall around it, sort of people living in Nebraska, no problem. So it kind of makes you think of back at the season 2 episode, I'm gonna say 7, when they meet Tony in the bar with Rick, and the guy goes, oh, I've heard Nebraska's pretty nice. I don't know if Rick said that or if Tony said that, and then Rick ends up killing Tony. So it makes you think, like, imagine if Rick and the group just went to Nebraska. They would have all been safe. They would have been part of CRM. They'd probably be dead now because they weren't as strong as they would have been. But it's just mad to think of that if they just went to Nebraska, they probably would have all been safe. But anyways, the CRM is now destroyed Nebraska. So now, I don't know if there's other fractions of the CRM, but now it just looks like the only ones left are the main CRM, where Rick Grimes is, I assume. Anyways, Hope has now gone to the CRM headquarters. You see her sitting in a kind of a containment room where she has been checked by the doctor, make sure everything's okay. And then you get to see the scene of her reuniting with her father. Now, I didn't think this scene was like, oh my god, just compare it. Recently we've had in The Walking Dead, we saw Connie and Kelly reunite, and I thought that was a really good emotional scene, really good, heartwarming emotional scene. This one, you see them both crying, so of course you feel something good because I'm not heartless. But I wasn't like, oh my god, she finally got reunited with her dad. I wasn't thrilled for the situation. I wasn't like, oh my god, I've been waiting so long for this, because I didn't really care. Her dad, we've got to see a little bit over season one. He's okay. He's not an amazing character. Hope is my favorite out of all of the kids, but again, I just don't care. So I don't really care for the reuniting scene. I wonder what's going to happen moving forward with their relationship. But overall, for episode one of The World Beyond, another, I wouldn't even say it's a disappointing episode because I wasn't expecting anything. I'd say it's another bad episode from the series. I'm going into season 2 not really wanting to watch it. Like, I watched this episode a week ago. I've been kind of pushing off my review. I haven't watched episode 2 because I wanted to review episode 1 before I watched episode 2. But I really haven't had any itch, like, oh my god, I can't wait to watch episode 2. Like, when it comes to The Walking Dead, I love watching The Walking Dead every week. As soon as it comes online, I try my best to watch it when it drops so I can watch The Walking Dead. I love The Walking Dead. Same with Fear the Walking Dead. Especially in season 6, whenever new episodes were dropping, I was trying to get to it as fast as I possibly can. But World Beyond, I simply don't care. We've got 9 episodes left. Stay tuned with me for this journey through all of the remaining 9 episodes of World Beyond. I'm curious to see how it's going to wrap up. I'd be shocked if we saw Rick Grimes cameo. I'd be shocked. I'd be kind of disappointed because I kind of want, after all this waiting, I kind of want to be the first time I see Andrew Lincoln be Rick Grimes. I kind of want it to be in the movie or in the last episode of the TV series The Walking Dead. I don't want it to be in World Beyond. I don't want Rick to be damaged by the World Beyond, so hopefully he's not in it. I'm excited to see what's going to happen with Jadis and looking forward to seeing her again. She's going to, of course, mention Rick anyway. So if you want to hear my thoughts on all of this again, click the subscribe button. And as always, thanks for watching.